The structure, organization of organs and organ system is far more specialized and localized in complex animals than in very complex plants. Types of tissues. There are two types of tissue, plant tissue and animal tissue. Plant tissues are categorized into meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue are further classified into apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. Permanent tissues are classified into simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissues. Simple permanent tissue are classified into parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Complex permanent tissue are further classified as xylem and phloem. Meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissues are also known as growing tissues or dividing tissue. The growth of plants occurs only in certain specific regions. This is because the meristematic tissue is located only at these points. Cells of meristematic tissue are very active. They have dense cytoplasm, thin cellulose walls and prominent nuclei. They lack vacuoles in them. Depending on the regions where they are present, meristematic tissues can be classified as apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. Apical meristem. It is present at the growing tips of stems and roots and increase the length of the stem and root. Intercalary meristem. It is seen in some plants which is located near the node of the plant. Lateral meristem. The girth of the stem or root increases due to the presence of lateral meristem. Permanent tissue. What happens to the cells formed by permanent tissue? They take up a specific function and goal to lose the ability to divide. As a result, they form a permanent tissue. This process of taking up a permanent shape, size and function is called differentiation. Differentiation leads to the development of various types of permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. The simple permanent tissue. They are further classified as parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Parenchyma. A few layers of cells beneath the epidermis are generally simple permanent tissue. Parenchyma consists of relatively unspecialized cells within cell walls. They are living cells. They are usually loosely arranged, thus have large intercellular space between them. This tissue generally stores food. Collenchyma. The flexibility in a plant is due to another tissue known as collenchyma. It allows bending of various parts of a plant like tendrils and stems. It also provides mechanical support. The cells of this tissue are living, elongated and irregularly thickened at the corners. There is very less intercellular space between them. Sclerenchyma. It is the tissue which makes the plant hard and stiff. The cells of this tissue are dead. They are long and narrow as the walls are thickened due to lignin. There is no intercellular space. Example, husk of coconut. Now let us come to complex permanent tissue. They are made up of more than one type of cell. There are two types of complex permanent tissue, xylem and phloem. They both are conductive tissues and constitute a vascular bundle. Xylem. Xylem consists of tragus, vessels, xylem parenchyma, xylem fibers. Tragates and vessels have thick walls and many are dead cells. They are tubular in structure. They transport water and minerals vertically. Xylem fibers are mainly supportive in function. Phloem. Phloem is made up of 5 types of cells: sieve cells, sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem fibers and phloem parenchyma. Since tubes are tubular cells with perforated walls, phloem transports food from leaves to other parts of the plant. Except phloem fibers, all cells are living cells. What is epidermis? The outermost layer of cells is called epidermis. This is made of single layer of cells. The entire surface of a plant has an outer covering epidermis. It protects all the parts of a plant. Since it has protective role to play, cells of epidermal tissue form a continuous layer without intercellular spaces. Most epidermal cells are relatively fat. In some desert plants, epidermis has a thick wax coating of protein on its surface. As plants grow elder, the outer protective tissue undergoes certain changes. Cork cells are dead cells without intercellular spaces. They have a substance called suberin in their walls that makes them impermeable to gases and water. What are stomata? There are small pores present and they are on the externals of the leaf. These pores are called stomata. Stomata are enclosed by 2 kidney-shaped tubules called guard cells. They are necessary for exchange of gases. Transpiration, which is loss of water through vapor, also takes place through stomata. Animal tissues. Animal tissues are broadly categorized into 4 different types: epithelial tissue, muscular tissue, connective tissue and nervous tissue. Epithelial tissue are further classified as simple squamous, cuboidal, columnar and stratified epithelium. Muscular tissue are classified as skeletal or striated muscle, smooth muscle and cardiac muscle. Connective tissues are classified as loose connective tissue, dense connective tissues, the body. It also anchors the muscles and supports the main organs of the body. It is a strong and non-flexible tissue. Bone cells are made up of certain calcium and phosphorus and thus is a hard matrix. Areolar tissue. Areolar connective tissue is found between the skin and the muscles, around blood vessels and nerves and in the bone marrow. It fills the space inside the organs, supports internal organs and helps in repair of tissues. Ligament. Two bones are connected to each other by ligament. This tissue is very elastic. It has considerable strength and they contain very little matrix. Cartilage. This tissue has finely spread cells. This is a solid matrix and composed of proteins and sugars. It smoothens bone surface at joints and is also present at joints and present at nose, ear, trachea and larynx. Tendons. Tendons connect muscles to bones and are fibrous tissue with great strength but limited flexibility. Adipose tissue. Fat storing adipose tissue is formed below the skin and between the skin, also between internal organs. The cells of this tissue are filled with fat globules. Storage of fats also acts as an insulator. It regulates body temperature. Now let us come to muscular tissue. This tissue consists of elongated cells also called muscle fibers. This tissue is responsible for movement in our body. Muscle contains special proteins called contractile proteins which contract and relax to cause movement. Striated muscle. The cells of this tissue are non-cylindrical, unbranched and multinucleate. They have light and dark band or striations on them. For example, muscles present in our limbs move when we want them to and stop when we want. So these muscles are also known as voluntary or slender muscles. Cardiac muscles. The muscles of the heart show rhythmic contraction and relaxation throughout life. These involuntary muscles are called cardiac muscles. Heart muscle cells are cylindrical, branched and uninucleate. Smooth muscle. The contraction and relaxation of blood vessels are involuntary muscles. We cannot control them. Smooth muscles or unstraightened muscles control such movements. They are also found in the iris of S, ureters, bronchi of lungs. They are spindle-shaped structure. Nervous tissue. All cells possess the ability to respond to stimuli. Cells of nervous tissue are highly specialized for being stimulated. The brain, spinal cord, and nerves are all composed of nervous tissue. This is the cell body of nervous tissue. There is nucleus present in it. Also, these are known as dendrites. This is the nerve ending. This long structure is known as axon and cytoplasm is also present. This tissue contains nerve cells or neurons. A neuron consists of a cell body with a nucleus, cytoplasm, from which long thin hair arises. Each